Howdy, my nerd brethren, and today we're going to be looking at some vintage headphones, the Yamaha HP-50a. These are orthodynamic headphones, which are a bit like planars, but I think they got circular magnets or circular traces on the thing, from what I've heard. I don't know, but this pair is very old and very mono. And with a mono jack, you can't actually plug it into most modern amps without causing problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these apart, have a look inside, and then we're going to rewire them so they are stereo. And if you like the look of these and you stick around till the end of the video, we'll probably give these away as well to one of our subscribers. Look how cool and 70s those are. You just don't get those brands anymore. If you like the look of these, after we've converted them, assuming it all works, we'll give these away to someone. So, yes, without further ado, let's get these on the healing bench and get them apart. Okay, so it's a bit of a shame to lose this brown lead. Should we cut this off and see if it's a stereo capable lead, see if it's got 3 wires inside? They've just fitted a mono jack. Because yeah, you want to keep the brownness if you can. Okay, so having a look down the original wire, I think it is just 2 wires. So yes, we're going to have to replace that beautiful brown cable, but I'll see if I've got anything, if we can make something 70s looking to go with it. I think the pads are stuck on, so we just have to unstick them and then hopefully stick them on again. I have to excuse the background noise. 3D printer's doing its 3D printer thing. Yeah, they were completely glued to the surface. I'm hoping we got some screw holes or something underneath here. See, it looks like we've probably got 3 screw holes around the outside. Or clips. Looks like it could be clips. Oh man, I wish we had smell-o-vision. These smell so 70s. This reminds me of like the smell of when you open up Speak and Spells and things like that, like old electronics. They've definitely got a certain funk to them. There's probably all kinds of poisonous gases that they're giving off, but it smells good. Good poisonous gases, not the bad ones. Yeah, it's the lead-based solder and optimism that comes out of these. So we're going to pry tool down in there. Oh. Come on. Now you want to come apart. Okay, that's 1 released. 2. There we go, we're in. Alright, so as you can see, it's got some tissue paper over there, which is like super clean. These must have just not been used. They do look in immaculate condition, but that would normally brown up over time just from your earwax gases kind of getting sucked in. So yeah, so I don't think these are used. And here's the actual driver. This is a fascinating looking bit of kit. Like the foam inside has started to break down, which you'd kind of expect from the 70s. Yeah, look. So you've essentially got a magnet here. This whole surface is a magnet with holes drilled in it, and that whole surface is a magnet with holes drilled in it, and then you've got a central contact and an outer contact. So inside there must be a membrane with a circular pattern on it like that, which goes out to this one, so that causes the whole diaphragm to move backwards and forwards. So yeah, so it is quite a different setup to a modern planar, like these orthodynamic. I knew that they were round, they had a round thing, but I didn't imagine that the whole thing would be a magnet either side. So on a headphone this side, with these tiny little cups and this gigantic magnet, these must have been pretty incredible at the time. Obviously magnet technology wasn't as good back then. These magnets probably aren't nearly as powerful as a modern Neo magnet. Actually, I don't know. Are they magnets? They look like magnets. Doesn't seem to be super magnetic. Oh, is it just a very weak magnet? Yeah, it's got a tiny weeny bit of magnetic force. Yes, it's just rubbish magnets. I know that magnets probably weren't as strong, but I'm sure 70s magnets, some of them were stronger than this. Or maybe it's lost its magnetism over time. I don't know. Yeah, so it's a very weak magnet in there. It's just massive, but not particularly powerful. But yeah, interesting design. Interesting design, having loads of holes poked through a magnet. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull them apart. We'll get some beauty shots of the thing for use in the video, which hopefully you will have already seen. And then, yeah, we'll rewire them. We'll make a custom brown cable for them, and then have a listen. This is quite exciting. Let's have a look at this driver then. Look at it. It's crazy. Those holes are slightly chamfered, so it's not just a straight hole. You can see it's quite thick there. I was thinking maybe the magnets might be placed in opposite polarities, so that might be why the magnetic force feels a bit weak. But yeah, let's suppose we'd better make a cable for it. So I've got this brown paracord here, which I think will go quite nicely with those. measure that out to length, and then here I'm just tying the wire to one of the strings inside the paracord. What that'll let me do is pull on the string the other end and hopefully pull the wire through the cover, thus saving a lot of time kind of wiggly worming it through. Let's just get those knots real tight, because if that comes off halfway down, you're gonna have a bad time. So you can see it's pulled in at the bottom, and here she is coming out the top. Job's a good one. Next, dismantle your jack. You have to put the bum end onto the actual wire. Again, don't forget to do that. Then you've got to solder the ends on to your jack and just shimmy the cord up, try and get it into the clamp so it's all nice and secure on there. Just going to get rid of those frayed ends with a blowtorch gently, and then do your jack up nice and tight. If you're enjoying this kind of thing, you know, pulling apart headphones, seeing how they work, especially weird ones like this one, you should totally subscribe, because there's going to be more stuff. You know, hit the bell if you want to know straight away. You'll get notified. If you're not, you know, if you're afraid of commitment, you can't see a subscription, you know, happening, leave a like and a comment. You know, say something down below. And also, if you leave a comment, there's a thing at the end where you can win these. So anyway, back on with the operation. So here I'm just wrapping the end in PTFE tape, in the hopes that I can slide on the original strain relief that came with the brown cable so that it all looks super factory on there. So I removed the little metal clamp that was on the original cable, and that you can see that the PTFE tape has let me thread it over the end without the frayed ends getting all trapped in it. That's the main purpose of that, just clamping that down nice and tight, and then up with the little rubber strain relief there, and that should fit all back into the headphones really nicely. Just again, blowtorch there. As long as you're quick, you won't burn the wire underneath. Here, just removing the original cabling from the driver, so just snipping off those wires and then desoldering them so that it's ready for the new cabling. Just check using a multimeter to see which wire is connected to where on the jack, so I know which wire to solder where. I'm still using the original headband cable just because replacing that would be a bit of a nightmare, and it's fine. So just figuring out which wire I've got to do next. I had a look at the original to see which is the positive and negative, but I suppose the main thing is that you get it in phase, so you get the same one on the positive and the negative. Then I'm just joining the headband cable together. I've taped over it, which isn't particularly professional. You know, normally I'd use shrink tube, but I didn't have any to hand, and it's fine for this kind of thing. But yeah, just a bit of electrical tape over the top of that. Now I'm clipping it all back together, and here, I don't know if you remember, I said the pads were stuck on, so I'm just trying to make some new sticky pads there so I can stick it back on. So just tracing around the outside, then I can cut around them, stick them on, and then reattach them, so it should be just like they were before pretty much, obviously with some modern, less crusty adhesive. Right, so there you have it, a rewired set of Yamaha HP-50As, because the original was mono, these are now stereo, got a slightly fancy lit cable in a nice matching brown. But yeah, when I pull these apart, these just have not been used. These are pristine, straight from the 70s, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really interesting. I had a quick listen. They're very smooth sounding. They actually sound pretty good, you know. I can see why these were popular at the time. These have got a certain something to them. They sound pretty good. They're about 132 ohms and not very sensitive, so you're going to need an amplifier to drive them. And yes, if you fancy winning these, as I said, leave a comment down below recommending a piece of 70s media that I should check out. So, 70s films, 70s music, and yeah, and go on a journey. Obviously, check out in the comments, see what other people have said. You might find some gems down there, I don't know, but yeah. Oh, obviously, if you've been enjoying watching the process of this, like and subscribe. There's always interesting things going on here. If you're interested in headphones and how they're made and stuff, it's super interesting. So definitely subscribe, do the thing, and leave a comment and like and all of that. So anyway, yeah, it's been great hanging out, and I will see you guys again.